Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Casual Reset. I'm Sarah, and this is your space to pause, reset, and feel inspired on your wellness journey. There's no rules, no pressure, just real thoughts, and a little reminder that you've got this. So let's dive in. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about just how honest are we with ourselves and when it comes to our goals and the results that we're seeing. So, this is actually pretty common. I feel like it's really easy for us to lie to ourselves and think that we're doing amazing and we're doing everything that we can to see the goals that we want to see. And oftentimes, it really isn't that. It really isn't. And that brings me to the topic of how consistent are you really being? Because if you're stuck, you're not seeing any results, you're not seeing weight loss, you're not seeing measurements, but you're working out, you're eating clean, you're struggling, you're feeling that struggle like, oh my gosh, I'm doing literally everything that I can, and I'm just not seeing results. If you're having that feeling and it's feeling like it's just so damn hard to lose weight, clearly something is off. There is an imbalance that's happening right there. Okay. And it shouldn't feel that hard. It shouldn't feel that hard. And if you're putting in the work and truly putting in the work, it should be fairly easy to lose weight. Okay. So that's where we bring in how consistent are you really being? And I want to show you how to start collecting that data, how to start truly being honest with yourself, and what actions do we need to take to get the needle moving in the right direction. All right. So let's first start off with your natural habitat. Okay, this is you in your natural habitat, whatever it is that you do on a normal basis. Okay, do you wake up and drink coffee first thing? Do you have a high carb breakfast? Do you skip breakfast or sometimes skip lunch? Do you gravitate towards getting fast food often? Or maybe you don't think it's that often, but it actually is. Like, all of this is data and it's you in your natural habitat. And that is a data that you need to collect. I am going to plug in a meal audit system that is within my guide. And so I'm going to put that meal audit system for you as a link for you to get at the end of this podcast episode. Or I'm not sure how that all works yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to figure it out that there can be a link for you all to get that. So the meal audit system, it's just going to be a PDF or a page. You could even DM me the meal audit system on Instagram and I'll send it over to you if I can't figure this out. But you're gonna start auditing your meals basically. You're gonna audit your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You shouldn't be snacking. If you're snacking already, I can tell you that's why you're not seeing the results that you wanna see. Okay? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're going to have a red, a yellow, and a green. Red is like takeout, something terrible that you just cooked up at home with a bunch of seed oils, things like that. Just not great. Yellow is you're going to have some consistent things like protein. Maybe it doesn't have any vegetables, but it doesn't, it's not like too bad, So that'll be like a yellow meal. A green meal will be vegetables, healthy fats, protein, complex carbs. That's your super solid fire meal, okay? And that's going to be your green meal. I want you to audit your 3 meals every single day. And then just do this for a week. Do this for 1 week and see where you're at. If you have primarily yellows, well, then there's your answer. And the same thing for reds. If you have primarily yellow and reds, there's your answer. That is why you're not seeing the results that you want to see, because you weren't being honest with yourself of how consistent you really were being with your nutrition. So that is a really great thing to start focusing on and using the meal audit system and auditing that. And that's just for the food. Okay. You also want to audit your movement goals as well. I don't have a specific PDF for that, but I suggested writing it down, keeping track of your movement. How many steps are you getting in each day? Are you being intentional with your movement? Are you just working out for 30 minutes and that's all you do and you sit on the couch or at your desk the rest of the day? Be honest with yourself of what you're doing, because you have to also remember that food is fuel. And if you're eating all day constantly and you barely do any movement, you're having all this unnecessary fuel when you're not putting in the movement. So those are little things to be mindful of. So this kind of also goes hand in hand with like everything in moderation, or 80-20 rule where you eat 80% clean, 20% bad. This can also stall your results and also prevents you from being as honest as you could be with yourself when it comes to your nutrition. Because how often is 80/20 really? Like, is it 80/20 daily? Because then you're kicking yourself out of fat burning mode every single day. So, when are you actually having time to burn fat if you're constantly spiking hormones that are storing fat? So, those are just some things to keep in mind. Um, if you are truly killing it, like your mood, your cravings, your sleep, your energy, your stress levels, they're all going to be on point. They're all going to be on point. And if they're not, those are indicators that are telling you that you should be in tune with of what you need to change. What are some changes that need to happen with your routine, with your nutrition? Those are really, really, really important things to pay attention to. And a lot of the times people don't, because it's just about calories, or it's just about like whatever low calorie diet food that you can have that's quick and fast and easy because you don't want to put in the work. So you have to take into consideration the whole body approach, not just calories, not just going to the gym and killing it, doing 2 a days, things like that, or doing your cardio and then working out, or vice versa, and just working out for like 2 hours plus. Like, that isn't necessary. If you're having to kill yourself in the gym and then like struggle with nutrition, that isn't fun and that low key sucks. Okay. And it shouldn't be that hard. Like, it should seriously feel easy. And that's why I promote easy wellness, because it should be easy. And if you don't know what easy wellness and what I promote is, it's E for education, A is for adjusting, S is to keep things simple, and Y is to start focusing on your habits. So that's what easy wellness is. And it should feel really like effortless, in a sense, really effortless, because you're going slow and gradual. And when you're making these changes, they don't feel like huge changes that are just overhauling your entire life. Okay. So I want you to start collecting data, start with the meal audit system, and then start auditing your movement as well for just one solid week of what you normally do. Then you have data that you can actually review on, assess it, see where you're at. If you need more green meals in there, start focusing on getting more green meals and keep on improving every single week. And I promise you, once you start looking at the data of what you're truly doing and being honest with yourself, you're gonna start seeing results. It's just guaranteed to happen, I promise. So, if you enjoyed this episode, please do share it with a friend who could use a reset or who needs this little reminder to be honest with themselves. And thank you so much for tuning in to the Casual Reset with me.